The Toronto Blue Jays have signed Brandon Belt to a one-year, $9.3 million deal. The left-handed power hitter will bring championship DNA and leadership to the Blue Jays, who seem to be going all in for 2023. And finally, is the Carlos Correa drama over? The superstar shortstop has returned to Minnesota following a roller coaster of an offseason, so we'll have that and much more on this episode of Jays Digest. What's up, Jays fans? I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, alongside host Nick Gosse. Before we get into anything today, we want to thank you all for your support on the live stream yesterday. We'll be going live tonight as well, so around 2 hours-ish after this video goes up. And a special shout out to Facade, who I'm sure watches all of our videos and is one of our more loyal viewers and so generous as always. We want to give a special thanks to you and a special thanks to each and every one of you that tuned in yesterday.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable, and we're on the road to 6K subscribers, and thanks again, Facade. And like you said, we'll be live tonight, so hopefully, if you want to tune in, we'll talk about the Jays and baseball, because a lot of stuff went down today, and make sure to hit the subscribe button if you like the daily content. But let's just get right into the main topic for today, which is the Blue Jays signed Brandon Belt. Now, we had a live stream yesterday breaking down the entire thing, our immediate reaction, but we've had a day to think about it, and lots of tweets have came out, and we're going to break those down. So obviously, this is the report from Shai Davidi saying the Blue Jays and Brandon Belt are in agreement on a $9.3 million one-year deal per source. Susan Susser had it first. So yes, Peter, before we get into the other screenshots of some reactions, what are your thoughts on this deal as a whole?
Well, Nick, it just adds more versatility to the team, and that's all we've been talking about this entire offseason. And I saw a tweet that I'm not sure who was from, so I can't really give them credit, but they basically said on any given night now, the Toronto Blue Jays can trot out 4 left-handed hitters in their lineup. When was the last time we could have said that about this Blue Jays team? I'm just super excited. This is one of the deepest Blue Jay teams that I have seen in so long. Now you add a guy like Brandon Belt, who's won 2 World Series. It never hurts to have that championship pedigree on your team. And he can slot into that 4 spot in the lineup at any given moment. And he's not just some platoon bat either. He can hit lefties pretty well.
Yeah, he, like you said, lineup is so deep, and people on Twitter are going crazy, and I'll show a few tweets here. This is from Damien. It said, Brandon Belt had a 157 WRC plus while accumulating 3.4 F4 as recently as 2021. Phenomenal signing by Toronto. And obviously, last year, he was plagued by injuries. And a lot of people in the live stream yesterday were saying, like, not a great signing. Why didn't we spend that on someone else? Because he looked at their stats last year. But like we discussed yesterday, he was plagued by injuries last season. And before that, 2020, great year. 2021, phenomenal year. And if he can replicate half of what he did in 2021, then he's going to be playing tons of games, assuming he stays healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. And we mentioned on stream that he could play a little bit of outfield. Don't mean to crush your dreams here, but he hasn't played
Since
any
2019.
outfield since 2019. So I think we could put that to bed. He won't be playing in the corners, barring a major catastrophe for the Toronto Blue Jays. If Brandon Belt is lining up in left field in the starting lineup, something's not going well for the Blue Jays. He'll play a lot of first base. He'll probably be the primary DH, which in turn also keeps your catchers healthy. You don't have to DH Alejandro Kirk. You don't have to DH Danny Jansen anymore. Although they're great hitters, it just adds more versatility to your team, and it keeps everyone where you want them to be. It keeps Varsho in the outfield. It keeps Danny Jansen healthier. It keeps Kirk behind the plate, and it's just overall good for the team. And there's no weak link now. There's no guy that you basically look at and say, "Oh, can't believe we got to play him." Or just things like that. So Brandon Belt, perfect signing, not necessarily something that the Jays needed, but it does not hurt to get Brandon Belt.
Yeah, and it stretches the lineup. Everyone goes down one spot or up one spot, depending on what we do, and it just makes everyone puts less pressure on everyone. Just makes your lineup that much deeper. And this is from Brandon. He's the guy who broke the Springer News way back in, I think, whatever it was. He said Belt was one of the best hitters in baseball in 2020 2021. Dealt with injuries last year. He's such a good upside play as an 80-game DH, backup first base, and late-game pinch hitter. Injuries are, of course, the story with him, but this is a great use of the 12-position player roster spot. And this kind of is one tweet summarizes exactly what we got him for. 80-game DH. And if he plays 80 games as DH, that's kind of the ideal scenario, because that means that no injuries have occurred and that we're healthy throughout the whole year. But I could see a world where he plays more than that pending injury. And he also goes on to say that a late game pinch hitter is another thing. We haven't really had a late game pinch hitter who can hit for power like Brandon Belt can in a while, especially one with this degree of experience and World Series caliber. It's a win-win no matter what way you think about it. And 9.3, a little steep in the sense of comparing to other pinch hitters and DHs, but it's what you had to pay to get him, and I have a tweet showing that in a little bit. We did outbid the Giants for him, so.
Right, exactly. So he actually has the most pinch hit home runs in the last 2 years by any player in the major leagues, which is also something to look at. And he's just a veteran. He's a veteran that knows how to hit at the major league level. And I'm just gonna add this pure aesthetics wise, the guy has one of the prettiest swings in the league,
Yeah.
and his bat flip is off the charts as well. As soon as he makes contact and he knows it's gone, his bat drop is
Yep.
just it's a chef's kiss, picturesque, and I can't wait to see him do that at the Rogers Center.
Yeah, and the video has been circling around of Brandon Bell hitting the home run in the playoffs, game 2 of the playoffs a while ago, and it was swing is wonderful. One of the best MLB The Show swings too. For all you out there who play that, it's unbelievable. But a couple final
Yeah,
screenshots for you
yeah.
guys. This was from Susan. He said the Giants had spoken to Bell, but the Jays moved faster to get something done. So maybe that alludes to maybe spending 9.3 instead of maybe 8 million or something like that. They went the extra million, which really doesn't matter too much in the long run. And the final thing from Views in the Six. Nice to finally have a left-handed bat in the lineup. Wouldn't mind adding another. And he spoke it into existence. The Jays have transformed this team in one offseason. Was insane in 2021. So the moral of the story is was phenomenal, was riddled with injuries last year, but the skills are there. And let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section about him. And we'll move on to the next topic now, which is about Don Mattingly before we get into the big Correa topic. Just a quick Don Mattingly update. I know a lot of you guys on Twitter have been adding me or the Blue Jays Twitter and discussing this a lot. So this is news release. This was today. So obviously the news came out a couple days ago, but these are the specifics that dropped today. Don Mattingly joins the Nashville Stars organization to, quote, provide counsel on key strategic matters and work to gain support in bringing a Major League Baseball franchise to Nashville. He's going to help, mentor there, but he is still going to be a Toronto. He's going to be a Toronto Blue Jay. So that's important. So what are your thoughts on that as a whole, Peter?
Yeah, so I find this weird, if I'm being honest with you, Nick, how he's the bench coach for the Toronto Blue Jays, and now he's working in partnership with another team, albeit that team is not yet in the major leagues. So I don't know how big of an issue it is, but I did find it kind of weird that he was able to work in partner with them, all while being a bench coach for the Jays. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if he's going to be fully invested into the Blue Jays, but by everything that he said before coming to the team, he seems to be locked in and knows what this team could accomplish come playoff time. So I don't think it'll be an issue, and I hope it won't be.
Yeah, I don't think it will be. He's a veteran, and I think at the end of the day, once the season starts, I think he'll have full focus on the Jays. And either way, like the Jays aren't going to stop him from doing that because obviously that would cause an issue. And he's a phenomenal bench coach, one of the best ones we can. Debatably the best bench coach in the MLB, so I'd argue that. So just having him there, even in the offseason to work with Bone stuff, is a is important experience for all of them, and it's gonna be great. And let's move on to the final topic now. I'll touch on this briefly because the saga, the drama is finally over. Correa signs with Twins pending a physical. Now, the physical for the ankle, which had been the big issue, is completed. So now he's essentially a Minnesota Twin. So I'll pop up the screenshot here now. Breaking: shortstop Carlos Correa and the Minnesota Twins are finalizing a 6-year, $200 million contract. The deal is a vesting option that can max out at $270 million. It is pending a physical, and John Heyman went out and tweeted that the ankle part again is done. So it's just the rest of the physical. But the major issue that has stopped the other teams is completed. He is a Minnesota Twin. He is in the AL again, and I guess he re-signs with the AL team. Peter, what are your initial thoughts on that? Do you have any? I'm a bit upset for Mets fans out there. My brother's a Mets fan, but it is what it is. They have enough stars.
Exactly. Like they didn't need Carlos Correa. It would have just been an extra luxury that they would have had in that stacked roster. But this is great value for the Minnesota Twins, and I can't believe I'm saying 32 million a year is a bargain for this guy. But it is. It is. You're getting the best shortstop in the game, in my opinion. Obviously, you all may not agree on that, but I think Carlos Correa is the top shortstop in the game today, and you're getting him for only 6 years. So you're getting him for the rest of his prime. That's it's a good deal in my book, Nick.
Yeah, and if you're a Twins fan out there, let us know what your thoughts are in the comments on that. It is seems like a pretty good deal for them, a bit of a bargain. And obviously, if you're a Giants or a Mets fan, then Unfortunate, especially for the Giants fans out there. Probably this last screenshot. Oh, that's the wrong one. The last screenshot of the day. This is from Jason Stark. I'm officially proclaiming Carlos Correa the wildest free agency saga ever. One team scheduled a press conference. The second team's owner talked about why they needed him on record, and he didn't end up signing with their team. There's never been anything like it, and it's been absolutely wild. And hopefully, it seems like the saga is over. And I saw a few Twins fans out there on Twitter happy that they were able to buy the Carlos Correa merch discounted once he signed with the other team, and now they get to keep it for themselves. And so if you're a Twins fan out there and you got that, that's good. And for the Jays, not a huge impact. I guess it could impact in the sense of, the Mets might be a World Series contender down the line or like next year, but we could meet them if if everything goes to plan. And Twins are a bit less of a threat in the AL for us. But I think that'll wrap it up, Peter. It's been a great couple days. We're gonna have a live stream tonight, and we'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.
Yeah.